one major key to the success of any marriage, is the knowledge that marriage does not depend on the spouses committing themselves to each other as much as it does depend on the spouses committing themselves to the marriage. You that is in a relationship hoping to get into marriage, take notes. Your commitment is more to the marriage than to the person you're getting married to. The knowledge about committing yourself more to this institution called marriage rather than the person keeps you in the marriage no matter what you see there. It keeps you in that marriage no matter what you experience. No matter the circumstances you see, change in finances, change in body structure, change in facial structure, no matter the material or the physical change, it does not change your commitment, because your commitment goes beyond the person to the marriage itself. One of the keys to a long-lasting and a happy marriage is understanding that it is not who you get in love with, but what you love that is important. Not just who you get in love with or who you are in love with, because the person you're in love with can change. But if there are attributes, there are qualities that made you love this person, no matter the change, you look at those qualities and you can still stay back. You can still be hopeful. No matter what my husband does to me, I know we can settle. No matter how hurt I am ready to settle. Why? Because I respect my marriage. No matter how grieved I am with my husband, no matter how grieved he is with me, he is ready to settle. He does not just pack his things and leave the home. No, he is ready to stay. Why? Because at that point, I'm not the reason why he's staying, because he's not happy with me. Neither is he the reason why I'm staying. The reason why I am staying or he's staying is because we are married. Because we took a vow, we took an oath. We took an oath that this marriage is going to be forever. Great day, isn't it? I want to welcome my viewers to this beautiful day. And I want to say thank you for following up on my videos. And thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. The Lord bless you. I hope you are learning something. This is Heart Matters podcast with Pastor Glory Samson. It's a beautiful year. The year is starting out well, and we are grateful to God for life. We're grateful to God for strength. We're grateful to God that we can see each other in this new year. We've not heard any sad news or any form of emergency. This is the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in our sight. A quick one, we're going to be discussing understanding the keys to a successful marriage. So in this video, I'll pick one key and I'll continually pick different keys in the subsequent video. A successful marriage is totally based on knowledge. Knowledge is power. The Bible speaking is saying, my people perish for lack of knowledge. And one of the things we can observe in our generation, in this generation, this quick fix generation, knowledge is lacking. Knowledge is lacking. Young people are not given to knowledge. Young people are not ready to sit down and learn properly about a thing before involving themselves into that thing. And so we are grateful to God for the ability to learn, the ability to know. When you know something, when you have knowledge about something, you gain mastery over that thing. You gain mastery over that field. And that's why we are taking steps to bring knowledge, to disseminate information concerning this awesome institution. I said marriage is a perfect institution because it's created by a perfect God. However, the persons involved in it are imperfect people. And so every day they work towards perfection. Marriage as an institution is honorable. Marriage as an institution is honorable. So more so than those that are involved in it. The Bible speaking in the book of Hebrews, a marriage is honorable. And that's the beauty about marriage. That's the beauty. And that's why I keep saying that somebody should not just wake up one morning and say, don't just, marriage is not important. The scripture says it's honorable. It's honorable. So what God called honorable, somebody should not call, somebody should not look down on it. Somebody should not water down the standard. No. Marriage is honorable than those that are involved in it. One major key to the success of any marriage, is the knowledge that marriage does not depend on the spouses committing themselves to each other as much as it does depend on the spouses committing themselves to the marriage. So the commitment you are making is beyond each other. Why? Because the person you're getting married to today is not the same person you'll be living with. If, for instance, you married Mr. Mike, or you were dating Mr. Mike, or you were in a relationship with Mr. Mike, when you get into marriage, you will be getting married to a Mr. Mike that is metamorphosing. So the parties are subject to change. The parties in marriage change, but the institution called marriage does not change. Marriage does not change. The standard of marriage has forever been and will forever be. However, the parties that are entering into this unchanging institution constantly evolve, constantly change, constantly metamorphose. And the reason they change is because of the circumstances that is not static. Circumstances keep changing. So you can get married to a very rich guy now, and he's careless about money, he spends on you, and along the line, because you don't hold tomorrow, certain things happened and he or she lost her job or his job and don't have that kind of money to spend any longer. You will have to adjust. He also will have to change. Now that circumstance have brought about a change in the parties. So those things you lavishly spend money on without even calculating, now reality has dawned on you. You've got to calculate. You've got to make adjustments. And so the commitment, and that is if your marriage must be successful. If for you that is getting into marriage, you that is in a relationship hoping to get into marriage, take notes. Your commitment is more to the marriage than to the person you're getting married to. The knowledge about committing yourself more to this institution called marriage, rather than the person, keeps you in the marriage no matter what you see there. It keeps you in that marriage no matter what you experience. With the exception of domestic violence, please. With the exception of domestic violence. No matter the circumstances you see, change in finances, change in body structure, change in facial structure, no matter the material or the physical change, it does not change your commitment, because your commitment goes beyond the person to the marriage itself. Marriage does not change. Marriage is a steady, unchanging institution entered into by two people who are constantly changing as they grow and mature. You will agree with me that your attitude when you were 23, single lady, living with her parents or living alone, is totally different from your attitude when you were 40, or when you became 40, you became a wife, a mother, and you're living under the roof of a man you call your husband. The perspective you had when you were 23 can never be the same when you become 40. The perspective you had when you had no children can never be the same. In fact, if you are used to keeping late home, or keeping late, you don't come back home early because of work. As a single lady or a single man, you come back by 10, by 11. Newsflash, when you get married, you have children, you will have to either leave the job or you get a better job. Because who takes care of them for you? You've got to come back early. In fact, dinner will be on your mind. Lunch, what will they eat? Who picks them from school? You begin to think differently. The respect for the honorableness of marriage, the stability of marriage can, help these couples that are constantly changing to be able to weather the storm. You can weather whatever storm that comes your way as you grow towards oneness. Hebrews 13:4 said, marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled. Now let's face it, none of us are lovable all the time. No matter how sweet that person is, he cannot be sweet for 365 days without making mistakes. None of us are lovable all the time. We make mistakes. Sometimes we say some things, some hateful stuffs. Sometimes we do foolish things, leaving our spouses or leaving our spouse hurt and angry. Sometimes the woman leaves the husband or the man angry. Even in relationship, you leave your partner angry. You say hurtful things. And sometimes the man says hurtful things to the woman and leaves her angry and hurt. Either way, holding our marriage in high honor and esteem will carry us over these boring times. And so when the fact that you're angry, the fact that you're hurt, does not mean that you walk out of the marriage. There's no perfect couple. There's no perfect couple. They make mistakes. But the reason why our fathers and our mothers stayed in that marriage for 60 years, 70 years, is because they paid respect to the institution much more than the people or the persons involved. I say this in closing, that the reason why marriages are failing in this present generation, in this our Gen Z age, this our society, this current generation, is because we don't respect the institution. We don't respect the institution. So you just feel you're in love, and all of a sudden you want to get married. Everybody wants to get married. It's not bad. But if people understand that this institution is bigger and stronger and should be respected much more than the parties getting involved, people will be careful about the decision to enter into this institution. And that's why you see young people enter today and tomorrow they are walking out. They are walking out. Sometimes you hear the reasons why somebody is leaving marriage and you're like, are you serious? Is this one secondary school or primary school that you were expecting a particular result for graduation? And because you didn't get that result, you decided to just leave at any time. One of the keys to a long-lasting and a happy marriage is understanding that it is not who you get in love with, but what you love that is important. Not just who you get in love with or who you are in love with. Because the person you're in love with can change. The person will change. He will definitely change. But if there are attributes, there are, qualities that made you love this person, honestly, no matter the change, you look at those qualities and you can still stay back. You can still be hopeful. that this person will be better. What do you love about your partner? Young people that are in relationship, what do you love about that person? What do you love about that person? Now, it's not just enough, or it's not enough just to know what you love or who you love, but to know what we love. You need to know why you love the person you love. So what do you love? What do you love about the person? What do you love about the person? You need to be sure what you love beyond who you love. Because that person you're loving, maybe after you love, she's slim, she's this. After 1 year of the marriage, she blows up, she becomes extraordinarily fat. Will that make you leave the marriage because she's fat, or begin to look outside because the person has changed? Now, no matter how much we love, honor, and esteem each other, that alone might not be enough in the long run. Respecting and esteeming the honorability of marriage as an unchanging institution will help bring stability to our ever-changing relationship. It makes us stable. It makes us stable. No matter what my husband does to me, I know we can settle. No matter how hurt I am ready to settle. Why? Because I respect my marriage. No matter how grieved I am with my husband, no matter how grieved he is with me, he is ready to settle. He does not just pack his things and leave the home. No, he is ready to stay. Why? Because at that point, I'm not the reason why he's staying, because he's not happy with me. Neither is he the reason why I'm staying. The reason why I am staying or he's staying is because we are married. Because we took a vow, we took an oath. We took an oath that this marriage is going to be forever. The commitment we made is beyond the both of us, because we will change. The commitment we made is to the institution and to the God that created that institution. Marriage is bigger than the two people involved in it. Way bigger. Is bigger than the two people involved in it. There will be times when we will not be in agreement with our spouse. Yes. There will be, in fact, numerous times, countless times, your opinion differs, your concept, in fact, the way you do things. There are times when you don't agree. You're not on the same ground on a particular issue. But that has nothing to do with the marriage. It has nothing to do with the marriage. Don't confuse your personal feelings or conflict with the institution of marriage. That you don't agree with your husband or with your wife on a particular issue does not give you the right to pack your things and walk out of the home. No. Your personal feelings, marriage is bigger than your personal feelings. Marriage is bigger than your emotions. So don't conflict your personal feelings or your emotion with the institution of marriage. Committing to marriage more than committing to the person is one of the major key to a successful marriage. Committing yourself. And so my advice out to young people out there that are aspiring to have good homes, aspiring to have great marriages, is this: committing to the marriage is more than committing to the person. For a successful marriage, you're praying for a successful marriage, take notes. The commitment you will make on that day, you will be wearing, they will pay your dowry, or you'll be walking down the aisle, or you'll be asked to make vows. As you're making that vow, young lady, as you're making that vow, young man, take note that the vow you are making is to the institution that is unchanging and is perfect. Much more than it is to the man or to the woman. So as they tell you, look into his eyes and say, I do take thee as as my lawful husband, to have and to hold until death do us part. That thing you're saying, that you think you're saying it to Mr. A or Mr. B, you are actually making that vow or commitment to God and the institution. That Mr. A you made that vow to, or Mrs. A or Miss A, will change. She will change. When she gives birth, she begins to behave like a mother. She will change. She might not give you all the attention you usually get when she was still single. Every second she's calling you and she's sending selfie of what she's doing. By the time she become a mother and children start running around and she's always pursuing them, before you know, she has slept off and forgotten to prepare your meal or brought your meal the way she packages it, the way she usually packages it. That does not mean you walk away. That does not mean you begin to look out for another woman. No. Remember the vow you made is to the institution and not much more than is to the person. I'm not saying you're not making it to the person. But do you know that whenever we make, promises to individuals, or, and the person start misbehaving, you might decide, I will not, okay, I promise I'll give this person this thing, but the way this person is behaving, I will not give this person. And you just change your mind. That's a vow. A vow is made to God. It's not a promise you're making on that day. You're taking an oath to the maker of this perfect institution. My prayer for you is that God is going to help you. And for some of us that are married and your marriage is being threatened by the forces of change, please hang in there, hold on, and keep praying for your spouse. Keep praying for your husband. Keep praying for your wife. God is going to come through for you. And I believe that God is going to work on them, and you will also have a blissful home and a wonderful marriage. And for those of you that are believing God for a successful marriage, this is one key you should place at the center of your heart, that you're going to esteem the honorability of marriage much more than, any other changes that will occur with your partner as the future gets brighter, as you go tag along in the future. I would love you to like, I would love you to share, and I would love to hear your comments.